When did you go to boarding school?
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did it
You're
feel
from
like
back east? You know, it's not punishment.
No. It's I was jealous of kids that got to go out on their own.
Well, my sister went, and she didn't go because she was in trouble, but it was clear she was having a lot of fun, and my parents were like, let's put a cap on the fun.
Or send her someplace where we can't see it.
I think the benign neglect from the 70s, now it's the 80s, and they're like, what do we do? We're supposed to pay attention? And the consequences? Let the school do it. So I went and visited her, and I was like, I'm coming.
Really?
I want in.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's amazing. Was this the two of you?
Three daughters.
Three
girls.
daughters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We all went to boarding school.
You all went to boarding school.
Yeah.
And when do you come home? Is it like college?
You never go home again. You do. You come home for vacations.
Right.
But that's it. I mean,
yeah.
And my parents, God love them, they're all about like, we're giving you an education. That was very nice of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. But when you're done and no breaks, they were like, we're paying for high school, we're paying for college, no breaks. You take a break, you're off the track, you're out. Like,
right. No skipping.
No
gap years.
No gap years. No thinking about it. No like van trips with the boyfriend.
Right.
To find yourself in the mountains and come back pregnant. And they were like, no. And then they were like, and then you're off the dole. Like, go.
Right.
We've given you all the tools. We gave you everything. Then you're free to move about the country.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What a simple way to do it.
Well, yeah, but you'd already gone to boarding school, and then so by the time we got to
you're
college,
a grown up.
I was like, come on, can everyone just settle down with all the drinking? Like, just chill. I'd been living in a
cigarette. I've done this, guys.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was done. I was totally done.
Wow. You guys went to the same boarding school?
Two of us went to, my older sister Molly and I went to St. George's in Newport, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And my younger sister went to St. Paul's.
Ah. Yeah, you had to be so much smarter than other kids your age.
I always thought that St. George's was a really good school, and it was really challenging. And then we had a scandal that was covered in like Vanity Fair. There was a scandal in the 80s that came out like somewhere in the 2000s. So they wrote a big article about it in Vanity Fair. And I was reading it, and it was like St. George's, where the siblings, the better looking but not so smart siblings were sent. And I went... Thank you. I didn't know. I didn't know I was at the school for the pretty dum-dums.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I thought it was very challenging, but I guess that's indicative of how dumb I am.
I could roll that into a compliment.
It was a great school.
That's really cool. Did you act when you were there?
Yeah. I did. But I never was like full bore acting because it... Like, do you have brothers, sisters?
Sisters.
Older, younger?
2 younger sisters.
Okay, so you're only boys, so it was like you could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys get like assigned roles in the family?
What do you mean?
Well, like in our family, my younger sister's brilliant and always has been. That was her. She was going to be some kind of doctor. It did not matter. Like, I don't think. She is a doctor, but I don't know whether that was planted in her from like birth or but there was simply no other path for her. And my older sister was the actress, and they were like, "What do we do with you?" And I was like, "Do we have to know? I'm 8." But I was the artist, and they send me to art classes. I was super antisocial and really shy and introverted.
You were?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But then it turns out that actually my older sister was the artist and I was the actor.
Oh, interesting.
But for a long time, it felt like you weren't allowed to break out of that lane.
Yeah.
They put you in the lane.
Did you show aptitude for that? Are you able to?
I mean, I can draw a pear.
Oh, that's good. Over and over and over.
I was literally because I wasn't good. I couldn't catch a ball or throw a ball. So they were like, so sports are out for you. And I was like, wait, what, that's it? Like, well, yeah. But at boarding school, I found out I could run in a straight line. And I was like, oh, running counts? They're like, yep. So, but until then, they were like, sports are not for you. you don't have any friends, so you're not super social. You stay home a lot and read books, and you doodle. So we're going to send you to art school on the weekends. And I would go to these art classes at this lady's house with all these adults. And like you would draw a pear and a vase. And
Did you take to it? Did you feel like you were, if at the time?
I associate that time with being like, feeling like pretty much of a loser because I was like, I know why they're sending me here.
Right.
They're trying,
they can't figure it out.
They're trying to encourage something that they see could be possibly a talent, like a seedling of a talent.
Yeah.
But it was sort of like, like, you know, I come home with my little drawing of a pear and like, did you make any friends? I'm like, no, they're all 40 and someone's naked too. Because there's like nude live drawing in the other room.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but there weren't many kids there.
So as a mom, did you look at your kids like, I have to find a lane for them? Or
I'm so guilty of that. Yes.
You replicated it?
And I hate that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I talked to somebody, Barbara Corcoran, you know, from...
Of course.
She was on the podcast. And her...
Humble brag.
Big...
Or just a big brag.
Just a big brag.
Just a big fat brag.
She came from a big Irish family. And the mother was she gave everybody a designation.
And hers was real estate mogul.
And I think it was. I forget what it was, actually. But it was very interesting. Like, she just picked, you know, you're this one and you're that one. And even when you're telling this story...
Did everybody stay in their lanes?
No, probably not. But there is something cool about, at least as the parent, being aware, like, that you even have the radar up for when they're very little.
Right.
I think right now there's a lot of... They're 28. You'll find it. You'll figure it out. There's something cool about
basement,
like 5, 6 years old being like, at least putting the notion in their head that they should have a lane.
But then you're supposed to be so exceptional. And like my kids, of course, I'm madly in love with them. They own me. I have 3 boys,
right?
A 17-year-old and 2 15-year-olds. And they are like the greatest. But they're not exceptional. Like one of them I didn't hand him a tennis racket and he's, you know, Roger Federer.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But they're none of them that are like all of a sudden showing this like not a rocket science aptitude, but they're cool kids.
Yeah.
And they have fought me on the lanes quite a bit.
They have.
Well, the oldest is just like does his own thing. He's actually he's super into sports photography now, and that's like great for him.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him since he got his license. So
Oh, really?
As far as I know, it's going great. No, he called twice. Once when he got in an accident, and another time when, Mom, your car died. I'm like, oh, now it's my car. The car that you've been driving for the last 6 months. Now it's mine because it
just took
died.
off and doesn't stop driving.
Yeah, it died. Yeah.
It's interesting though. I mean, did you, when they say like, I'm fighting you on the lane, are you like, no, get back in this lane? Or
it's with one of my twins is quieter, and he reminds me very much of me at that age.
Right.
And I keep reminding myself, like, he's great, but I'm like, why aren't you out every night like your brothers, or why aren't you obsessed with something?
Yeah.
He's like a normal, lovely kid who I love spending time with, and I have to remind myself that that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It was fine for me and it's fine for everybody, but there's this idea that everybody has to, by the time they go to college, they're supposed to know.
I know.
Well, also at $80,000 a year, you're like, no, you're not reading a book and crushing a beer can into your head.
Yeah.
You're gonna like missing classes. Like you're going for business or something. I don't know.
We had a moment where my daughter she's since graduated college, but it was like the middle of college. My wife was like, have you ever heard her say anything about grades? I'm like, no, it never came up.
Was this like the middle of the night? Like,
yeah.
Tom, are you awake?
Yeah.
Like,
all of her big things come as soon as the light goes out.
Have you ever heard her talk about grades? I guess the assumption is she was doing okay.
She was doing okay. And there is that thing of you want to keep an eye and you want to guide them.
Yeah.
But there's also a big part of just letting go.
Well, she must have been a decent student.
She loved school. She was.
How about your younger one?
She has to give us a report every week of all of her grades. She doesn't love school as much.
But just you keep more of an eye on her academic career there, or
no. But then we pay for it, and we're like, "What do you mean you didn't get credits for that?"
And you're like, "Well, I failed." And you're like, "Wait, what?"
Huh?
I know. I'm facing that.
I dropped that class, and it's so bad. And then you're like, "Wait, what?" And I told you that you did. Then
I
the light goes,
told you.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
weren't listening, Dad. Oh my gosh.
She's she's more artistic and has like this other bent, and I'm kind of forcing her to get a degree because she needs to grow up and learn life and do all that stuff.
What's the degree going to be in?
Public relations.
Okay.
She just asked me the other day, "What is public relations?"
Wait. You said you're getting a degree in public relations. It's like 6 months later. She's like, one question. You're like, well, when I do a carpet, you hold my jacket and you pull me if Us Magazine gets too chatty.
Right.
That's going to be your job.
Yeah. You're going to meet people at the morning show.
You're basically going to babysit idiots.
Right. Needy actors who think they're fat.
Like, yes, exactly.
You're going to tell them they're not
You're going
fat.
to tell them that they're beautiful and they're doing a great job. You're going to carry tooth flossing picks in your pocket in case there's an emergency.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be your job.
Yeah.